All right, you guys. So last night I heard this story about Biden signing an executive order to release some secret files of 9/11, and it reminded me that I told you yesterday that I wanted to put this dream out. My cousin here, who you see, I didn't realize it until I laid down yesterday for my nap, but we I jokingly call her my twin cousin. We have very strong genes in our family. Her grandfather and my grandfather are brothers, and they have houses right next door to each other. Also, her grandmother just passed like 3 weeks ago. So there was something in the dream that kind of made me think, my mind just was not on this. I was thinking something else. So again, her grandparents and my grandparents are now all, both sets are passed on. Both my grandparents left first to go home. And again, her grandmother just recently passed like 3 or 4 weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. And her mother was, very close to her grandmother. So she was in the stream too. That's why I wasn't even thinking about this. But she tagged me to this picture back in November 2013. And I totally forgot about it. I totally forgot about the fact that I call her my twin cousin. Until yesterday, I was trying to rest. And the Lord brought it back to my memory. And I was like, Lord, you're so smart. And so kind and so important, because I surely forgot about this, but I'm sure it probably has something to do with the dream. Anyway, in the dream, she has like a manufactured home or trailer. I can't say it's a trailer, maybe it's a manufactured home. But anyway, it burned down to the ground. And it burned down to the point where there was absolutely nothing left. I mean, nothing. No vase, no brass vases, nothing. And I suspected, and she also did too, that surely this was not like some accidental leave a pot on the stove fire. There had to be some type of accelerant used to burn her house down. So she was going to hire this guy named Charlie, from around our hometown. And apparently in the dream, he was an engineer. And she was hiring him to investigate the fact that clearly someone used some type of accelerant. Now, I could see her, kind of getting started with that. And Jared Kushner was on the, perimeters, riding his bike around the front area of her house. And he was on a red bicycle. I wish I found some type of picture. It was some kind of, you could tell it was just not like a regular red bicycle. It was like something custom, something cool looking. And he was on his phone, acting like he was busy and couldn't be bothered to even look at the scene of her house fire. And because of his status, we knew that if he had just looked or took interest, that he surely could probably speed up the process of their investigation, or get somebody else. He could refer us to other people and get this process started. But he wasn't bothered. It was like he didn't want to be bothered. It was like he was kind of on purpose ignoring the fact that this, girl's house was on fire, and clearly it was, it was foul play. And he was just around the area, like trying to make himself busy on his phone so nobody asked him questions or anything, okay? When he clearly had the status to get something started or some help for her. So anyway, then the scene switched, and we were at our grandparents' in our, in between the lot of our grandparents' house, and my family on their yard, on their lot, was having a celebration. So she got invited over to the celebration, and they were thinking, oh, well, maybe this will cheer her up or keep her mind off of things. And then at some point, her mom like pulls up, I guess, to kind of look in on her and check in on her. And her mom had her grandmother, who just recently passed, in the passenger seat. So she didn't say anything. She just drove up to, the little celebration or whatever we were having in the yard, checked in on her, kind of looked over to see if she was okay, and drove off like, she's fine, she's in good hands. And that was the end of the dream, okay? So when I woke up, being that her mother was really close to her grandmother, I was just thinking, oh, Lord, I hope nothing, she doesn't have like broken heart syndrome and leaves here also. You know what I mean? So that's why this picture didn't cross my mind till yesterday. My twin, like the Twin Towers, my twin cousin. Yes, we have very strong genes, okay? In our family, she is my second cousin, okay? My mom and her mom are first cousins. She is my second cousin. Anyway, so last night, like I said, I was hearing a story. Well, what happened in real life after I had this dream on the 26th or 25th, I heard a story of a pastor. His house burned down in a particular area in the state, and they rebuilt his house. Some people in the community rebuilt his house for him from the ground up. I couldn't find that story. I should have went to our local news channel, but I wrote it down. Also, on the 27th, Inside Edition did a story on Spike Lee being under fire for spreading and believing a conspiracy about the Twin Towers, that the building was white. I don't know if you guys seen this, but I know I've seen this. There was an engineer that went on record saying, and also employees, I don't think they showed their faces, but employees were saying that there were two white vans that were coming in and out of the place like all times of night for like a week or so, if not 2 weeks, before the towers were hit. And they believed that these people were engineers, and they were basically wiring the building to collapse. Okay. Maybe I have that video saved. Again, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. But anyway, Spike Lee came under fire apparently on the 27th of August for that. There's a link to this. I'll put it below. Inside Edition did it. I saw that story. I was like, oh, wow, I just had the dream like a couple days ago. And this is, I think, what I heard. Well, wasn't her. It was another reporter last night on the news as I was drifting off to sleep. But this may be it, okay? It was CBS morning news, early morning news. I don't know what you call it.
The Justice Department to look into declassifying some documents related to the 9/11 attacks. He did so under pressure from families of victims who are demanding to know if Saudi Arabia helped the 9/11 hijackers. We get more now from CBS's Catherine Herridge, including an exclusive interview with 2 former investigators.
Brad Eagleson was 15 years old when his father, Bruce, was killed in the World Trade Center South Tower.
And that's my dad.
Eagleson is now leading a group of 9/11 families battling their own government to release still secret FBI files from the case.
It's a 10-year-long investigation that specifically investigated the role that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia played in supporting the hijackers.
The case, codenamed Operation Encore, centered on the 2 hijackers that lived in San Diego and who assisted them.
Is that the first mosque they went to in San Diego?
This is it right here.
Danny Gonzalez was an FBI agent who worked on Operation Encore. He showed us the neighborhood the hijackers lived in. This is his first television interview about the case.
19 hijackers cannot commit 3,000 mass murders by themselves.
Based on what you found, do you believe there was a domestic support network for the hijackers?
Obviously,
No question.
I can't comment on it, but you don't have to be an FBI agent with 26 years of experience to figure that out.
Gonzalez says the two hijackers, Nawaf al-Hazmi and Khalid al-Madar, were helped by a number of Saudis, including Omar al-Bayoumi. Bayoumi was working for the Saudi government and has said he randomly ran into the two hijackers at a restaurant in Los Angeles and urged them to move to San Diego.
He lived in this apartment complex.
There he helped them find an apartment and open a bank account. The two hijackers even started flight school nearby.
I can't sit on the sidelines when I know the truth.
Gonzalez says he's under FBI orders not to reveal certain classified information about Operation Encore, as is another former agent, Ken Williams, who wrote a memo before 9/11 warning potential terrorists were taking flight lessons in Arizona. Both men are now working for the families.
The evidence is there. I've seen it, but I can't get into specifics because of protective order.
The 9/11 families are suing Saudi Arabia for money. The Saudis deny official involvement. And the 9/11 Commission report found no connection. But Operation Encore started 2 years after the Commission's report.
If we took the team's records from Operation Encore,
Right.
what would the public learn?
A lot.
Would it change our understanding of 9/11?
Sure. Yes.
Successive presidents have kept Operation Encore secret, citing national security. Brett Eagleson says the executive order is a critical first step, but he remains skeptical. 2 decades after the attacks, Eagleson wants his daughter to know the secrets of 9/11
Your grandpa, he was a hero in the World Trade Center.
and who killed her grandfather. Catherine Herridge, CBS News, Washington.
All right, you guys. I'm not going to say anything about this. Okay. I will leave the video of Inside Edition that came out a couple days ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago. And I'll let everybody come to their own conclusion. I doubt there will be any real secret files released, okay? Got the war in Afghanistan, got Saudi Arabia, all this as a result of the 9/11 attacks. And all the money that was spent, all the lives that were lost over there, unimaginable for, I'm not going to say anything. You guys, I got a community strike. Even while I was off, YouTube was going through my videos, so that was my second strike, and I couldn't upload for a week about 3 weeks ago, okay? All right? They're looking for anything. Anyway, I'll leave that video below. Jared Kushner turning a blind eye. Doesn't he live in New York? Or did? Or I wonder in what vicinity he lived to the Twin Towers when they crashed. All right, you guys. I'll talk with you later. I don't want this video to be too long.